it right now. Today on Toy Domination, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to cover 3 segments today, Joe. We're going to do What You Getting, which used to be news-ish, but now it's what we're going to get. The pre-orders we're looking for.
It's still news, sort of.
It's news to you and I. It's old hat to everybody else. Everyone else is like, got it. Then
that's what I'm saying, sort of.
We're going to do What You Got, which is toy haul, toy hunts, news, toys that are new to us. They're not necessarily new to 2022, but you got them, I got them. Let's show them.
Okay.
And the last bit we're going to do is what you playing with. I don't know. It ends with the preposition. We're workshopping that one, but that's going to be our customs, our games, projects, anything that we just kind of wild card want to throw in there. So
yeah.
Hey, also, we're streaming consistently now. Every first and third Thursday of the month, Joe and I are going to be here on time-ish, producing a product that will go on the internet. And that's commitment.
We'll be on time.
We'll be on. Hey, I'm Dom.
I'm Joe.
And thanks
you
for
can
coming
tell
out.
by our names.
And thanks for coming out and play with us today on Toy Dama. Wait a minute. What are you wearing?
Oh, hey, I'm just wearing my new Toy Domination shirt.
Look at that.
It's black on black, so you can't really see it super well, but
yeah, you can. It's white on black.
I actually like the black on black. I think it's pretty cool.
Oh, you mean the soldiers?
Yeah, yeah. The
outline. I didn't think about that.
Oh no, I like it. It's pretty cool.
That's my bad. That's really cool.
Why, thank you for sending it to me. My best friend Dom.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. What? Oh,
hey, no more Dada shirt.
We're toy dominating together.
Oh, we got enough logos on this screen right now.
It's going to be very confusing if somebody doesn't
convince everybody of what we're doing.
Why don't we
I mean, here's another one. Why not? You know. So what you getting? You know.
Well. There's supposed to be this thing that comes up.
Pausing
for it.
Pausing.
This What You Getting is a little different because we've done SDCC focuses. We've done where Joe and I hung out together and we did our pre-orders. This time we're dialing into one specific line that's worthy of attention, and that's Mythic Legion All Stars 5.
Yeah, I did not make a picture of the entire wave that we were just discussing, but I did make pictures of all the individual characters. So I thought we would just throw them on screen and talk about it for 2 seconds, whether we're getting it or not. But I have the whole wave.
I love it. Let's do it.
Starting with Azhar.
I'm
kidding. Azhar. I don't know. He's awesome. You already own him. I know you're not buying him.
Nope.
I had a very limited funds when this wave hit. So his tank. But so I didn't get a lot of these. I did get quite a few, but he was sadly one I passed on because I know he's so cool. But there was the newer figures with like the cloth goods and stuff. Just like I can't.
So that's a good point. And honestly, the reason I got him is because I had Skeletors and blues, and I was like, I didn't get the blue one because there's a blue one and a yellow one. And he is fantastic in his bold yellow and by himself.
Yeah, he's
I already have him. Didn't get him, so I understand why you passed him, but he's pretty cool.
Yeah, again, if I had not just bought a his tag, I would have this whole entire wave.
Next,
because I'm that behind on Mythic Legions.
Next,
that I need to catch up. This is a Duban.
Ooh,
he's really cool, man. I like him a lot, but I did not get him.
You pronounce it Duban. I would have pronounced Duban.
Dubin.
Yeah. So I did get him. I love the diversity in these waves. There's always multicultural aspects to it. There's always a lot of different ethnicities among the humans. I also love all the light fighters with the leather. And he comes with a hawk. My Mythic Legion, this recent wave I got, came with a hawk as well. I love that actual medieval aspect. So I got him. Absolutely.
I mean, look at that gear. He's got that crossbow. He's got the sword and the sheath and the little dagger. He's awesome. The cloth goods cape looks amazing.
Oh yeah. Robin Charles, They are cool shirts. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Also, Robin's my favorite Batman character, unrelated.
Okay.
Yeah, he's super cool. I did pass on him, but only because
Next,
he's
you already said
very specific.
Move on. You're filibustering.
Filibustering. Lady Alvarona. She's awesome. The wicked axe she's got there, that long battle axe and that curved sword. Definitely. So I bought her for sure.
Alvarona. Yeah, so that's a typical axe that's come with the elves and the vampires and the dark elves before too. It is cool, and I like the scimitar blade. I definitely got her. She's a cool female knight that's got like the red eyes. Yeah, absolutely.
Something going on. I mean, I think in her biography, not that we care about that, she's evil, but not that they're doing a bad job. That they're awesome. We just like to make up our own stories, but like. I mainly got her because I try to grab a lot of female figures because I have a daughter that is already playing with toys with me. But like as she gets older, I'm gonna be like, look at this cool toy.
And you want
so I want her to have some like, unfortunately, there's just not a ton of female representation in toys. There is better nowadays, but
I would say that
it was hard for a while.
This line does a great job of that. So
I 100% agree, but that's why I want more of them. So like I always gravitate towards the females for this toy line. Okatos.
Okay.
Oh man, look at him. Just spectacular. Blue skin. Obviously, this is one of their Masters of the Universe look-alike figures.
Homage. Yeah.
And
Web Store.
Web Store is one of my favorite figures from when I was a kid, so I immediately purchased this guy. I mean, blue skeleton body with like 6 arms and a crazy vampire head with extra eyes. I'm in 100%.
Yeah, I'm the same, man. And I just got the first multi-arm adapter in the Alithia wave. I really like it. The extra arms, it just adds to Alithia herself, so that's really cool.
I was wondering about that. So it works well.
Yeah, they're great, and they're swappable too. After you put a little warm water and work those shoulders up. But yeah, they're swappable. Yes, Webster's one of my favorites, and he's actually one of Finn's favorites, and he uses them as a good guy all the time. And it's because he wants to play with the rope gimmick in his back. So I'm curious to see if he applies that same love to a static character. But
to that. Well, I mean, he does come with the mace on a rope, but I mean, that's not something he can climb with.
No,
but it's the idea is there sort of. I like it. It's awesome. So I did pick that one up.
Yeah. A no-brainer, Joe. No brainer.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
No brainer. Don't bears. No brainer.
We really need a no-brainer.
Yeah. All right, what you got?
Next is Zalurian Guard.
You'll get it. You'll get there.
Hi, Steven. He's pretty awesome. He's just a generic knight guy. So I went with this one instead of the hawk guy. So I got him.
Oh yeah. I got 2 of these dudes because you can never have enough troop builders, and the boys really lean into what do we call our forest alliance or our forest faction, and these guys
he's definitely leaning that direction. Yeah,
but also the dynamic, he can flex to just a regular guard too. You know what I mean? I can have him be in the forest, or I can be like, no, he's just a foot soldier. So
swap out the deer head shield and give him something else, and he's immediately a regular troop.
Yeah.
Also, he does conveniently come with 2 different skin toned heads.
So they did that with the elves. They had a full helm, a light skin, a green skin, and then a black skin as well. And I love that because you can swap them out, and like a troop builder becomes more dynamic, just popping the heads off.
100%. With these figures, like for instance, I only have 2 of those little goblins, but I immediately was like, oh, thanks for 2 heads, because now I have 2 different figures.
Exactly. Yeah, great. And same thing with the guards. Now I don't have clones. I have this guy and that guy, and they are wearing uniformity, but it's clearly a different person. So yeah, hands
this
down.
wave being an all-star wave, and since you just unboxed Alethea, like, how do you feel about these like all-star waves? Like, do you look at it as like a second chance to grab something you missed, or do you look at it as like, oh, these are cool new ones that I don't have to get the whole wave, so it's not as like wallet crunching? Or...
Yeah, no, that's a great question. It makes me feel warm and tender, but also extremely anxious, because Mythic Legions just are a flash in the pan buy, right? You pass them once, for $35, $40, whatever it is, and they're 200, 300 later on. So I get this high anxiety when I see All-Stars coming out.
For instance, the wave closed pre-orders, and most of these figures were 37 a pop, and then they're
right?
on Big Bag Toy Store already, and you can get them, but they're like 55, I think.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure 100%,
and that's probably the
around $20 more already.
And that's the lowest you'll see them. Go to eBay or anything else, and they're getting skyrocketed. So I don't pay close enough attention. I should, because I don't budget well enough for the All-Star ones. I anticipate the big ones like Alithia coming, or Cosmic Legions. Those little guys I miss, or the mini waves. I missed the Frostborn wave, or whichever one that was, and I have massive regrets. Like, big regrets.
No regrets.
They were so good. So this one, though, it's not just a rebranding of the old figures, which I love that companies do. I love the Four Horsemen. Like, hey, you want Otho, you want Scaphoid, you want these classics, here they are again. And that gives people a chance to get them if they missed out on the wave way back in 2010, when it Kickstarter first came out. So I love that they do that. But it gives me a little anxiety, because I'm like, I didn't anticipate this in my budget, And when
I feel like this wave had enough new in it.
That's the problem, though.
It didn't almost feel like an all-star wave. Like, if these were all reissues, I would have been like, oh, fantastic, I can grab a bunch of the ones that I missed. But like, there was enough new here that I was like, I need all of these.
That's why I said it gave me some anxiety, because if it had just been a reissue, I'm like, I'm good. I don't need reissues. Maybe I would have gotten one if it was like a skeleton or something. But the fact that they were new, I was like, oh, this isn't an all-star. This is a mini wave. So
it is kind of a mini wave. They snuck in some with Azar and stuff. Like, they snuck in some older ones, but like, pretty much a new wave.
I'm pretty sure he's the only one. So
yeah.
Show me what
next up is Swig. Definitely bought this guy. We've discussed this before, but I'm like your youngest son, and I'm very partial to the little sidekick miniature characters. I don't know. I love the little guys running around. They're and come on, Goblin Spellcaster looks spectacular. He doesn't come with a ton of accessories, but he's got cloth goods around his waist, and he just looks awesome. And I already have 2 goblins already, so like, absolutely want another one. But yeah, he's awesome. I grabbed him.
So first of all, we did a poll for the first time on the YouTubes. So guys, go ahead and make some comments on that and adjust it. We're trying something out. It's trying to see, hey, what do you want us to focus on next? Honestly, Joe and I have been kind of circling around, be like, we should do this. We should do this. So help us decide, let us know, give us that feedback. And I think that's what we'll do next time. So Swig, a no-brainer.
No brainer.
Not only is he a goblin, not only is he in that resplendent purple, but he's an alchemist. Like, I love that they added that class to that race within here. So having an alchemist goblin, like, what mischief is he up to? So I got him, and when I showed Tristan, so Finn loves little guys, but Tristan loves sorcerers and science, and alchemy is kind of bridges that. So that was an easy one for us. So yeah, we got it.
The detailing in his costume, like the shoulder pauldrons and the belts all over his waist, and underneath that the cloth goods, and even his staff is like crooked and interesting. And I'm like, this is a pretty solid figure right there.
Yeah, you just described all Mythic Legions ever. So that's right, Steven. It's immune to cheaters like you. Thank you.
It won't let me vote twice. Get out of here, Steven. Xenothon, obviously Stratos from another Motu Classics. Masters of the Universe nod. But I passed on this one, and I almost bought him just because of the wings, just because he comes with like a lot.
Oh, sure. Like, the red wings are cool, interchangeable too on other figures. You could easily put that on somebody else. Sure.
I almost got it. He was a tough one. I almost grabbed this one, but wait a minute. I think I'm missing one. I am missing one. How's that possible? Well, I'll bring it up right now while we're talking about this horse.
Wait, I didn't get to talk about the last one.
Oh, sorry. I'll bring it up right now while we're still talking about Xenothon. I didn't know you had anything to really say.
I got skipped, much like we should have had Steven skip the poll vote. So, and yes, Rob and I agree that we should have had somebody else vote for Steven. So Xenothon, honestly, I hate that helmet. They've used it since wave 1 with dwarves and some of the barbarians. I can't stand the plated fake beard. But it is a great nod to the goggles of Stratos. I got it. But honestly, I'm not a huge fan of Stratos either. And the gray on this is so plain. But when I
if there had been
saw
some like variation in his
you had
skin
your
tone or
chance
something.
when they when no, I'm just kidding. No, no, you nailed it. I was just about to say the solid gray, maybe just I don't know. Like I know what they're doing, but they mimic something that wasn't great. I guess it's almost like if they did Zoltar or the red Zodiac. He's so blah anyways.
That's true.
But you know what? For those
like
who
if
are
they
doing
had continued that tan skin on his face, like in other patches on his body, like on his chest or something, like that would have been a little bit, like at least a little bit of like, oh, okay, yeah,
now,
I get it.
I do like that repainted gray Beastman head though. I really like that. But you're right. If they had taken some of that flesh tone, like put it in his armpits or his stomach or something like that, sort of like a gorilla has, you know, that would be that would break up that solid gray mass. But no, he was a pass for me too, man.
Yeah, this is the one I missed. Romulus. He's a straight old one, right?
Remulus's brother.
Anyway, yeah, I passed on this one. I could only afford after the his tag to get a few, like basically 4 or 5 of these. So like this was like an easy like it's just a random barbarian gladiator guy. Like I don't need this, you know. But
well,
maybe if he'd come with an extra head or something, it would have been more tempting.
Yes. Okay. That's fair. Given a budget, I understand that response, but it is both ignorant and stupid.
He is awesome.
The Gladiator. So one of my favorite Mythic Legions is from Wave 1, and I can't remember his name. I think it starts with a V. It's the Gladiator, and he's in like a red and gold, and they are so cool to have those guys among the knights and barbarians and orcs. It's so cool. I love the gladiator influence because it's a stark contrast to medieval. It's just a nice blend in there, and I love that block combination with the golden there. But I also passed on him.
Yeah, all right. Wait, do you have him at all?
No, and I think he is a reissue, but I
okay.
have enough gladiators that just like you, I have enough. So I was like, I'm good. So
have they done a Fisto like fake version of Fisto yet? Because this is an obvious body for that.
You know what? Honestly, I think they did, and I can't remember specifically. Anyone who is into the Mythic Legions lines too, like jump in please and let me know. I'm pretty sure, but my brain is also blurring together customs as well. So let us know. All right, who's next?
Boreas.
Oh, he's so boring.
I mean, this is a really cool horse. I didn't buy it, but you know, I don't have enough Mythic Legions to be like, I need horses yet, and I probably regret that at some point. But
I think you have just enough that one should have a horse, much like The Witcher, right? Like iconic, one of yours should have a horse.
One of them should have a horse.
Yeah. You know, I have a lot of mounts lying around from different lines, from either Motu Classics or Lord of the Rings. Like the Lord of the Rings mounts work pretty well if you squint really hard while they're on them.
Some of the Lord of the Rings ones I gave to you.
Yeah, I know, you're a good friend. And I did just get the moose and the Skeletor horse in the Alithia wave. So honestly, when it came to budgeting, I was like, I'm good on another horse mount. I don't need a full suite of cavalry on my battlefield. So I did pass on him too.
Okay. And last but not least, if you love making these figures into other figures, is the head pack that came out with this wave. I also did not buy this, although that goblin head was very tempting. But there wasn't enough here for me to be like, yeah, I need this, you know?
I love that they did this. I love that
it's awesome.
This. And that goblin head, I got it with the small demon wave that came out, like some paladins and demons. It's fantastic. The tongue can unplug. The screaming vampire, great, because I have a bunch of vampires. The female head, great. But honestly, I hesitated on the trigger of this because of the panther. That buck being able to be put on there almost made me get this. Like the rest were kind of passed for me, but that one almost made me get it. And Steven, everyone is technically half centaur.
But he's half man, half horse. No, he's just full man.
But no, I passed on that one to you, man.
Yeah, I thought about getting this I was trying to justify why I would get it for the few heads that I wanted, I guess. And I was like, well, maybe the Panther head could be like somebody has a superpower. They can like change into a cat or something. And I was like, I wouldn't use it all the time, maybe, or something.
Well, I showed
I
my
don't know. I was
sons. I have one of the Minotaurs.
kind of thinking about it, but
I showed my sons, you know, that the upper animal piece slides onto the existing buck.
Yeah.
And as long as you're able to make a body that blends kind of well, like my Minotaur blends really well, but we put that Minotaur on top of a orc, and I was like, this looks horrible, right? So it is somewhat limited. And if you don't have a lot of figures, like what's that red head going to go onto, right? Like you could probably put a vampire head on anyone, but if your collection isn't deep, that is an easy pass. If you have a lot of characters, that's a no-brainer.
Well, that dwarf head would have been valuable for like anyone that got the dwarf builder, because I think that just came with one of those helmets with the plated beard, you know, for instance. So you're like, oh, now I have a head for him. Like, but smart. I don't have any of the dwarves. I don't know. There's just little things like as you said, if my line was deeper, I probably would have bought it. You know, yeah, passed on that. But anyway,
you chose wisely.
Wave 5 of All Stars of Mythic Legions.
Yeah. Hey, if you guys are watching this afterwards, let us know what you got if you're a Mythic Legions fan from this line. I'm really curious. I always see people either go all in or crying that they missed it. So I never see the happy medium of I got 2. Like that's it. Yeah. So cool.
Hey, well, that was Whatcha Getting Its News, sort of.
And before we transition to the next segment, Joe, I wanted to give a shout out. So I always give a shout out to some content creator or somebody, but this one actually is to, and I don't want to say followers because that kind of, I don't know, maybe it's out of humility, like people are following me. It makes me kind of seem kind of weird, but honestly, it does, right? Like a follow me, like peasants.
Sure.
But there is a sea of content out there, like just an overwhelming amount of inputs from mini channels like ours to massive channels to all sorts of stuff. And that's just in this niche. But we have fans, supporters that come back continuously, Joe, and they watch our show. And that blows my mind every time. Like I see people coming and I see people commenting afterwards. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Randos will probably pop in here and there and pop out. But we have people that among all the noise out there come to this channel. And I really just wanted to call those specific fans out. Like, you have so many options out there and we really appreciate you coming in order to watch us. And
could not agree more.
Our return to you is we're going to continue to refine this channel. We're pushing towards something that's more and more unique. And I guarantee we're going to continue making it entertaining at the very least. Right. So I wanted to by name say,
at least to us.
Yeah. Thank you very much to Robin, Blue Pell, Gasland Mechanics, Kazagan, Lockdown Productions, Brian, Steven, Who's Your Daddy, and Mark. Those are people who have been here consistently either in the stream or catch it afterwards because of time zones or whatever else they need to do. And just thank you so much. Like your feedback when I send DMs or when you post comments in there, they're validating, they help us. I really appreciate all your support and following. And if I didn't mention you by name, it's because you're maybe watching every single time, but drop a comment so I know you're there. Say, hey, what's up? That way I can call you out too. Like I really, really appreciate you guys jumping on.
Add one word really in there.
Really, really, really?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, well, okay.
I mean, that's how much it is.
Well, that's a lot of modifiers. That's all I had to say. Now, Joe, let's do what you got.
What you got over there?
Well, I can tell you what I got over there. I can tell you what I got over there, but you know who I want also to tell us what they got? You people in the chat right now, tell us what action figure, the last action figure you bought, and people watching afterwards, tell us what action figures you bought too. I want to know what you got because
I am genuinely curious about this.
And honestly, I may go buy them. I may go buy them too. So
we may not go buy them. Me and Dom operate on a very interesting wavelength. I feel like from most collectors, like we're not just like let's put these guys on shelves, like and then I don't know. We have a lot of different things going on. So we buy into a lot of different ways for various reasons.
Let us know. What am I missing?
I'm curious.
Yeah. Okay. Joe.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and pop mine up first here. Let me get my camera up and running.
what you got over there?
I'll tell you what I got. What I really got. We're gonna start integrating more songs into this too.
Ooh.
So I got Bronx, and I don't want to talk about
Peppered
him
with
a lot.
arrows.
Yeah, I thought it'd be really appropriate of anything just to get him shot up with arrows. I don't want to talk about him a lot. Joe's already talked about it in episode 3, so go back and check that out. I also got the Alithia wave, which I'm also not really going to talk too deeply or specifically at. You'll see them throughout this, but they are beautiful. I am as in awe with this wave as I was the first time I got Mythic Legions, Joe. And you'll see we added a lot to our vampire faction there. You've got the demo thing from whatever Superman vs. Batman. You've got the little Gorgo. This is from Evolve. This is the Boys and I vampire faction here. But with Bronx, just really quickly, I posted a video on TikTok with Goliath's wings opening up on this monster, but I got Bronx's folded wings, and that looks great. Look at that guy, man.
Look at that. That's a good use of those wings.
Yep. And, I had Demona fighting with the vampires, but I was like, I don't know. Our gargoyles may find themselves in the vampire faction coming up here pretty soon. So,
interesting.
Yeah, I know. And maybe they're like a breakaway. I don't know. But we were playing Mythic Legions, of course, because we got these. As the boys and I were playing, but more on them and other videos. I'm going to keep squeaking out like a few short contents on them. I don't want to cover too deep. What I do want to talk about an actual what I got this week though, Joe. Oh wait, you know what? I'm sorry. These toys are really good, and I think we should start qualifying our toy lines, Joe. So Bronx, for example, he's definitely
what are you gonna be? Perfect. That's right.
Playable.
Playable.
It makes me laugh every time.
I mean, it's so good. Anyway, but that's the key. Like that, you know what? I mean, we did talk about it with Bronx when I got that like a few weeks ago. I don't remember, but the rubber body doesn't work great, but it's still playable, and he is very useful. He's cool. I like him.
And yeah, that's it. I don't want to talk about any of these anymore because I'm trying to budget the time here. So I know you've got less, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep jabbering on here. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Chop one in there.
Yep. So I got this monstrosity.
Look at that guy.
Barely. I gotta readjust the cameras. So this is the McFarlane Ogren, and I am shocked how fast I got this guy. And he this is the orc. Good grief. In comparison, he's actually larger than the orc.
Man, I was gonna say put something next to him for size, but like that, I already know how big the orc is, so that's crazy.
Yeah, he's huge, man. It's crazy. And he is so good. His face sculpt is just this mug, just a classic mug on him. And he's thick. If anyone can control this and is listening to me, stop doing toe articulation. Just stop. That is his biggest fault. And for a big guy with limited articulation, it really hinders him. Like he is wobbly, but he's got these tattoos on his inside of his arm there.
Kill markings.
Yeah, movable shoulder pads. The awesome.
Look at those knuckles.
Yeah, he's got knuckle spikes, and he comes with a huge old bolter with a bayonet on him. Just gorgeous. And you know what? Honestly, I think he was about the same price range of the orcs too. So I did get 2 of the 3 orcs. One of these big guys is enough for me. I do have the Chaos Troopers and the Cadian coming later on, but he came in here first, and I was pleasantly surprised to get him. He is so good. I can't wait to play with him.
That's awesome.
And then my fourth Chaos Black Legion came in, so I've got a good healthy dose of chaos back there to just raise some havoc. Yeah. And I had this last guy here who I got him, and I was like, okay, I guess, but he's a Dark Angel, and this is what he looks like with that green there. And I don't know, something about the green. It's true to the faction, I get it, but something about the green just made me go like, and it comes with a plasma pistol, and I just like, I don't know. I don't know, man. But I ended up doing. I'm gonna have to get an extra light on him here to make sure this actually shows up. And let me get him in the.
Oh no, I can see.
Yeah, I did a wash on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
great.
that
brings out a lot of that detail.
Yeah, that really made this guy pop. And I doled down some of the silvers, and I did like the details on the legs there. That made me go, okay, this was worth getting it. And I was upstairs in my master bathroom doing this, and I definitely spilled some black ink on the bath mat there. That was dumb, but yeah, doling down that green and the
What is
silver.
this? Alien blood. Don't worry about it.
It was definitely the way to go with this guy. And now I was like, okay, I'm glad I got him. Also, I was supposed to get this in July, and I'm just getting them now. And with drop my camera real quick, would you?
Oh, sure.
Thanks. And I actually had to reach out to McFarlane and was like, hey, McFarlane himself, Todd, to the company.
Yeah,
I
just
like,
spoke directly to him.
I had these pre-orders. You told me it was going to be pushed to August or July. Where are they? So they were late, but immediately responded to me and immediately pushed out my order. So to give them credit, the responsiveness was right on par. Yeah, and then I got them here, this week. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that having that from that company. Because
the green ones had been in stores, right?
Bro, I have gone to a toy and comic shop. I've gone to store. I've seen these everywhere. I haven't seen the Ogre because I assume he sells out, except for the gray one. But yeah, I was kind of miffed about that. And I also have a whole Marvel Legends wave that I'm seeing disappear off shelves that I pre-ordered. That's another rant. So yeah, he's really good, dude.
Interesting. Yeah, cool.
What you got?
Oh, hold on a second. I got a little Usagi.
Oh my
Yojimbo.
Goodness.
You know what? We talked about this. Did you not pre-order this guy?
I missed the boat. The boat was there. I saw it. It sailed.
Well, now I'm very upset because there was more than one at the store.
Oh, did you? Oh, man.
I thought you had him coming. Anyway, I'm, as you can see with Leonardo in here for size, just for Super 7, but I'm more of a Super 7 guy. This is the very first NECA turtle.
I want to know how you feel about that in your hands. Yes, I'm very, very curious to see how your first NECA experience beyond Gargoyles is.
Actually, he's really awesome, and he moves really well. Like his joints he feels like good plastic. It's got a little rubbery feel to it. He moves really well. His funny under the gi. It's like not a body, like he's not there. so he actually has some like decent movement, where that solid shirt is, kind of thing.
I see.
But he comes with the cloth goods. You can remove this hood. Comes with his little pet dinosaur. He comes with a bunch of stuff. He comes with classic Ninja Turtles weapons / Usagi weapons, and then a sheath for his katana and his Nagasaki. And then he also comes with an alternate head with the ears tucked down, so you can put this little hat on him. I haven't put this head on yet because my ball joint comes out with the head. And I
hate that. I hate that. Yeah,
so it was kind of an annoying thing, but I was just like, it's all right. I'll probably leave this head in most of the time anyway. So one of the reasons I went ahead and pulled the trigger on him there's been quite a few NECA.
You don't have to explain it. Just Usagi Jumbo. That's it. That's the end of the discussion.
Well, and that is a solid point. However, it's because of the rights to his character. I don't know if Super 7 will ever be able to make it.
We talked about this in our
I'm not 100%. Yeah. They might be able to, but even if they do, it'll be the old Playmates version, which is very different from this. So I have no problem having two Usagi Jumbos. So I basically, when I saw him, I was like, buying this immediately.
Would you say it's a no-brainer?
Yeah, I'd say it's a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
No-brainer. He comes with a couple fists and a couple open hands too, but so he comes with a decent amount of stuff. And he was 32, maybe 30 and change.
Gosh.
So totally worth it. All this, like a cloth good cape, like all this stuff, or cloak rather. Yeah, he's fantastic.
So I went to Target. When you said you got him, I went to Target to the collector's corner, bolted back there, ripped through stuff, looked behind things, and they had tons of NECA turtles. I'm like, I hate all of you. I only want one. And Usagi. What's funny is I actually buy the comics that come out on the shelves now, and I read them with the boys. The boys, and yeah, the lizards are still part of that, and the stories are just so good, and they have so many. It's just classic Japanese storytelling, plus there's morals into it, and he's such a great character. It's very reminiscent of like Samurai Jackish. He's great. I am in love with that character.
He's
Super
fantastic.
Jealous. Yeah,
you know, man, I'm upset that I didn't know. I thought you had him coming. That's the only reason I didn't say.
I got you a shirt.
That is true.
No, you didn't know I got you a shirt.
You did get me a shirt, and no, I did not know that you got me a shirt. But yeah, that's
I'll get him.
Obvious choice. Yeah, I mean, now that I know, if I see him again, I'll grab him. But yeah,
it's more than what Steven would do. Let's just say that. All right. Hey, that's pretty darn good, man. Would you say he's
What are you gonna be? Perfect! That's right.
playable?
What are you gonna be? Perfect! That's right.
Playable.
I would absolutely say that.
That's not a text and robot voice. That's actually me recording in that stupid voice, and that's why I'm like, that turned out so good. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so my next ones, I said I wasn't talking Mythic Legions, but these, I wanted to talk these weapon sets that I got recently. This is, let me see if I can get that down into the actual frame. Thank you. This is a gosh, I'm totally blanking on the Conan blade, the Atelian steel. And I am a huge fan of Conan the Barbarian the movie, and a huge fan of Conan the Barbarian comic books. Like, I gobbled up all of Dark Horses. I kind of fell out with Marvel, but anyways, so I had to get this sword. And these come from an Etsy collector, Anathos Unlimited. And I just want to let everybody know he didn't like advertise this. He didn't sponsor. He didn't send them to me and say, "Hey, review. I bought these beforehand." And then I actually saw him on the Fwoosh. He sent a bunch of stuff to the Fwoosh. So I was like, "Oh, I'm getting an order from that guy. I can't wait." What's interesting is this blade's a little bendy right now, but they're made from a soft, flexible resin, which is good because I don't want my things to snap. So a sword like this that's thin, that actually gives me confidence that I can move around, I can play with the boys, and it's not going to snap. But it also feels really durable. And I don't think I can.
One of them inevitably bangs it against something.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I don't think I get the quite. Well, let me hear. Hold on. Let me focus so I can get the detail of the blade. You can see the runes on that cross guide there too, and it's very true to the movie style. And again, that's one of my favorite movies. And giving it to this little guy Varg here, who I didn't know was a midget in the line. I'm sorry, that's not appropriate. Who I didn't know was a short figure in the line too. So I was pleasantly surprised to see a dwarf buck with the vampire. That was really cool.
Yeah.
But just seeing this heavy broadsword in someone's hands, and then one of my second favorite weapon is a true warhammer, not the huge massive mallets that you see guys carrying around. It is an actual warhammer because it's got the hammer part and then the pick, and these things were used to just pierce armor and dent helmets and crush skulls. And they only weighed like somewhere between 8 and 12 pounds, and that's what you need, is that force of that head going right through the armor to penetrate. So I
pinpoint pressure.
Yes, exactly. And I love the accuracy of this too. And I gave it to this dwarf, but honestly, I'll probably find an armored guy to give it to later on. But right now, it's fitting very well with this dwarf. And again, the detailing, I really love it. Let's see if I can get it into light, Dom. Try to pretend like you know what you're doing, Dom. And the last piece I got, well, this isn't the last piece I got. I accidentally broke one that I got, and it wasn't his fault. I was an idiot and was trying to it was a short hammer, and I was trying to press it in, and I pushed on the hammer part, and the handle wasn't in the fist. So of course you're creating a fulcrum. So I basically was doing this, and I just shoved and broke it off.
You just snapped it.
And I was like, that was so stupid. Like, I wouldn't have done that with a Four Horsemen product. Why did I do that with his? So zero fault to him. It was totally mine. Now this is my absolute favorite figure of the Alethea Wave line. He is so cool. I'm not usually into rogues or the light hunter types, but just this nasty, like, I'll do the job for you, but then I'm coming
like
back.
like a little creepy back alley assassin guy.
Oh, exactly. Light leather armor. He comes with a falcon. So I got this cool. Now on the site, he had this blade with the red ninjas from G.I. Joe. But I saw this as some sort of dark elf. And once I got the vampire, it was like, or a vampire blade. So giving it to Valak here was just a no-brainer. And yeah, it's pseudo scimitar, kind of Snake Eyes-ish, very ninja. It's very versatile, and I absolutely love it in his hands. And he came with the falcon, which the boys were like, that's a good guy bird. Like this is the falcon he came with. They're like, Dad, that's a good guy bird. I'm like, well, falcons don't care. Like, Dad, it's a good guy bird. So okay. And then he came with this.
I like how they just doubled down. Yeah. Dad, it's a good guy bird.
And they came with this what looks to be a good guy sword, right? Like, I know it's sword, but like this looks like a good guy sword. So it's like, no, sir. So just like you said, the assassin blade for my hunter.
Oh yeah, that's hunter. Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I got these 3 products and I tagged him in it. I was like, hey man, like I got these. I love them. I posted some pictures of them. I immediately bought another order. And if you go to his site, it's Anathos Customs, which I looked up what that means. In Greek, it means immortal. So it's Anathos Customs. I'll put a link in the description here. It's on Etsy. Joe, tons of classified GI Joe weapons, tons of accessories, everything from big cannons to wearables. Really, really good. So I would have to say,
what are you gonna be? Perfect. That's right.
Playable.
What are you gonna be? Perfect.
I mean to do that twice.
This is my response to the GI Joe classified.
Dude, go on. And it's cheaper than Gridiron Studios. You know, you don't have to paint them. They are in a single paint.
Yeah.
All in, right? So they're flat.
Gridiron is definitely on the expensive side, but their stuff is really good.
If you want to take a gunmetal and you got the time to do 2 quick shades, you got some cool. I bought the flamethrower in their scale and I can't wait. So, all right, man. Well, that's what I got.
What I got you got? Little Motu not classics, Masterverse Tila.
Lobo
I don't own any of the classics. That's where these are coming from. And I think I showed Man at Arms last stream, but I just randomly found him because he's like really early waves. But she's brand new, and I just saw her in the store randomly today, and I was just like, oh, I need a Tila. I don't have one. Also, I have an Origins Tila that my daughter just broke, so I thought I should replace her. But I actually like the classic look. I held off on getting the flash forward Tila when it was first came out. So like, and she does come with the alternate head of like the hair down style. So you can kind of swap out the heads if you don't want to do the whole tiara thing. But yeah, great, solid Masterverse figure. I've never held a female Masterverse buck in my hand before, so I was like, oh, this is a pretty good figure. I like it. But yeah, just pick that up to be part of the adventurers / future Violet figure.
Nice.
You know,
nice. Steven, I don't feel anything because I'm dead inside. Lobo laughs. Hey, what's up? Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, hey, Lobo.
Okay.
What you got? Anything else?
What
is that right there?
Now let me. So
look at that guy.
I finally got my 2 Joy Toys, these gang members here, and I put Boyang here rocking Akira style against the Clown Gang in downtown future Tokyo, or they can, and this is what I've been talking about. I've been meaning to like hang this in here and like just to give where my brain goes to these Borderlands. Like her picture even comes with, I'm almost certain it has to be an homage. Like she's even got the 2 fingers to the head, right? Like that.
Yeah, that's definitely what that is. That's definitely what they're doing.
So they are just so fun, so wild. I immediately broke the wrist. Immediately the little peg in there, so I had to replace it. The ball and sockets though are smaller than the previous ones. So usually Joy Toy figures came with spare ball and sockets you could swap out with in case you broke. These are bigger, so you can actually see. Let me see if I can actually get it in focus here. Oops.
Oh wow.
Hold on. So you can see the right hand, it's smooth. Here, it's a big ball and socket. But on this, on the sword hand, that's what the original ball and joints were. So they've shrunk those. So that was a little upsetting. But honestly, unless I called it out, you wouldn't notice. Really fun. She didn't come with this pistol. That came with the rider, whose name is Jack. That's got to be Borderlands because there's a handsome Jack in there. I know, same guy. And she came with a way to put her sword in the back, which I love that they have that little
great,
grip.
yeah.
And it does come out too, which is pretty interesting. She came with a silly sniper rifle, and he came with
you won't lose that little clip.
Oh man, Finn already took it out, and I was like, no, son. They came with a silly sniper rifle and a silly Tommy gun that are too big. They actually look like they go with 5-inch scale figures. So I ditched those. I gave her his bayonet pistol, and I'm gonna find another shotgun for him. But this jagged, just hunk of scrap metal blade he's got running around with here.
Yeah, that's
and he's
awesome.
got a robot arm. And you know, it elicits so much. It elicits Mad Max, it elicits Joker Gang, it elicits Akira, it elicits Borderlands. Like, these were great. I didn't get the wolf guy from the set, and I have the fourth guy pre-ordered.
Yeah, the wolf guy like looked cool, but I was just like, if I had actually gotten these, which I stupidly did not. Yeah, he was one of that I probably would have passed on. I would have definitely done these too. The bike's interesting. I didn't realize it had 2 seats, so that's cool.
This is not.
That's not one of them.
This is a Star Wars bike.
That's a Star Wars
yeah.
bike.
This is a Star Wars bike. I didn't get the bike because it was too costly. It was
like, the bike is expensive. I was shocked you did.
I do love the monkey bar handles, but no, this is actually a Star Wars Scourge bike. So it's a 2-seater. So like, well, that's what these two are riding from now on. So
yeah, no, that makes complete sense.
I just got them yesterday, so we haven't played with them, but I would definitely say,
what are you gonna be? Perfect. That's right.
Playable in a lot of our games. Yeah. So
just a blurry camera up there.
Well, what you got? What you got now?
I have one left, and it's really not something that's super fun because he's still in a box. But I got the Flash from Superpowers. It's for my son. I think I'm actually gonna give them to him on his birthday, which is coming up. So that's why I left it in the package. Otherwise, I would have ripped it open and played with it long before he could. But I mean, Flash is that's, as Dom is well aware, but our viewers aren't. Flash is near and dear to my heart. I don't really care for Barry Allen, but this is so close to a Wally West Flash, it's not even funny. So I'm pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this.
I need to explain to you that you start with figures like Flash, and you end with figures like Usagi. You went anticlimactic there, buddy. You went the wrong direction.
No. I just had Usagi out. No, this is just a last thing.
I don't trust you. I think you got something up the sleeve, and I don't trust you.
I don't.
All right. Well, you're a liar. But here's my segue into the next video here of the next figure I got. Ready?
How do you feel about that Doom guy?
He's cool. That's what I said.
And Finn jumping up. That's what I said.
He's cool.
I didn't have to explain anything else. I just started laughing. I was like, oh,
that's great.
So here he is. He's McFarlane. He came with my Dark Angel and my Chaos guy. And he's green. He is the Doom guy, right? And I am such a hardcore fan of Doom 1 and Doom 2 and Doom 3. Because I have kids and blah, blah, blah. I haven't played Eternal. I don't have that time or want to make that time for gaming. But when they made a Doom guy figure, I was all about it. And I got him $20, 7 inches, no brainer. But just like Tristan's reaction, I was like, oh,
he's cool.
This is what I got. Okay, I guess this is what I got here. But I wasn't happy just leaving it like that, Joe. So, computer, key light red.
Okay.
So I had to make a. So
bravo, just bravo.
Computer, key light white, please.
Okay.
I also synced my lights to my Bluetooth.
Oh, is that what that was? I
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
known.
So yeah, I know. Well, for those in the audience like Steven who absolutely don't understand technology, every time I turn around, I'm like, dude, it's called Zoom. There we go.
Look at
Let's try and get this guy in here. So I gave oh man, you got to restart. Hope you saved your game. So I gave him the Dark Angels chainsword because my Doom guy has a chainsword and super shotgun. That is how I play Doom. It's super shotgun and
yeah, it's
chainsword.
the obvious way to play Doom.
And
everyone knows this.
God bless you, Joe. This is why we're friends. Doggone it.
It's the only way to do it.
So the wash turned out. I'm trying to get this. Here we go. Sorry, man.
The wash looks great. It does look better.
There we go. Yeah,
man,
so
washing down those bright greens really helps,
bro.
especially on that other
and
40K.
Yeah, and I wish I'd taken a picture of the pants. I really just got the bright green, but it really helped out with the pants too. Just all around dulling, and he's got so much great details, all the pivots, or I'm sorry, all the divots in his armor and the scratches in there too, and just being able to see the seams in the plate armor there. Just absolutely popped him out. And Doom is one of those games where I can't wait for them to go back to the basics, quote unquote, as they do with any mythology. They hype them up and they bring them down. But here's a twist, Joe. A classic Dom twist.
Oh, classic Dom twist. Okay.
I'm not playing the Sergeant Slaughter theme for this.
No, that's not a twist.
Yeah. Oh, really?
No.
I said not, but you don't. What's your assessment here? You already are judging.
I mean, you're not playing Sergeant Slaughter. It's not surprising, I guess is what I'm saying. It's not a twist.
Oh, wait, what? No, it would be. What? What? Are you drunk? So
Maybe.
One of my gripes to them is that the bicep gets in the way of being able to bring the arm up. So he can't hold a weapon like this. You have to twist the arm all the way in. And he's got this weird bicep overlap, and then he can hold. And I already gave him I have already customized this guy's loadout. So he came with this super shotgun that comes in the game, and it's got blades on it. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, okay. But I gave him this shotgun. I gave him an Alien's pulse rifle for the assault rifle he started with. I gave him the chain gun from Chijo Classified for the mini cannon, and then I pulled an Overwatch figure for a BFG. So I've already given him a full suite of weapons that you would get from the game there.
I appreciate your commitment.
If anything, commitment and consistent. Those are my two things there. I might not be that talented, but doggone it, I show up every day. Which is what my boss says to me at work. You show up every day, Dom. So Joe, I don't know, man. I wanted to be so happy about him, but I'm whelmed. I'm right there. I'm whelmed. I don't know.
Whelmed's good. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're just whelmed.
Yeah. Robin, I imagine your biceps get in the way all the time. I just imagine someone named Robin Charles is super jacked. So, and yes, cars go Zoom, Stephen. Cars go Zoom. Joe, that's what I got. I'm ending on Doom. I super hyped that guy up. But my love for the lore will not stop me from having him show up in games and fight creatures from McFarlane. And maybe he'll pal around with the Space Marines. I don't know. That's the other thing too, is my Doom Slayer isn't the same. Like I know he's human, but he's gonna get stomped by these guys. So I don't know, man. Maybe let's come back in a couple months and see how I feel. Let's just say that.
So you're saying he might not make the top 10?
I don't think so, because I had to do a wash, and even after the wash, I was like, hey, look at that. But I don't know. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
All right. Well, that's been what you got over there this week.
All right. So I promised that I didn't promise. I said a goal was 50 minutes, and we're at 53 minutes, but I don't care. We're going to keep going. Joe, now we're going to do what you playing.
What you playing with over there?
Joe, I want to see what you've been playing with over there. And remember, this is a family show. Or not really a family show.
I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe unbeknownst to, I would say most, most of our viewers. I unless you were watching our top 10 from last year, where I gave them an honorable mention. But I buy a lot of these toy box toys from Disney. Shh, be quiet, Razor Crest. So I've been taking these toys that I buy for
my. Look at that. Look at that.
Panel details and like the silver markings and stuff. So I've been like slowly adding to this guy here. And if you're curious, these are a 5-inch toy line, but let me just turn that off before that goes. If you're curious, it's a 5-inch toy line, and although the cockpit opens, like the seat gives you like zero room. So even if like the figures that this is meant for, they stick out of the cockpit if you were to put them in it.
That's tragic.
So I really think I'm just gonna rip that junk out of there and make this good for a 3 3/4 figure. Because this is actually a really good vehicle. Like it's got the back bay that opens up. Inside it's got the carbonite. Don't worry about that. But you can even pop the top off and get inside of this entire area if you need to. So I mean, like in terms of like playability and how cheap these ships are, it's pretty cool. You know, like lately I've just been like, I want to.
Did you say?
What are you gonna be? Perfect. That's right.
Playable.
I'm
it's
sorry.
Playable.
You said playability. I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
Well, I mean, no, it's fine. It's just, what do you mean? Don't never apologize for playing that video ever again.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying I'm sorry.
You better be.
Joe, let me just say, wait. I wish you had shown it before because slide that just a little bit and look at the panel work on that. And you did that with the Gundam markers. That it's so funny because I was like, Joe, check out these Gundam markers and the weathering effects on there too. Just those two applications, no other paints on there, and that vehicle just pops.
Oh
like,
it looks so good, so much better.
Done,
it was just naked, boring plastic, like just a hunk of gray plastic.
I definitely have that saved in eBay somewhere.
So I also have Slave 1, and I've been doing it to Slave 1 as well. So let me
wow.
just get Razor Crest out of here.
Hey, Brian, how you doing? Thanks, bud.
Too much going on in there. But Slave 1 looks, I mean, and the panel lines on Slave 1 are even finer details. So like
look at that.
Little harder to do, but I mean, it looks awesome. You know,
but you're a talented guy, so
it looks so much better with just a little added stuff on there. I'm not quite done with any of them. I'm still kind of like working on all of them and just adding little nicks and scrapes and stuff with some of the silver or whatever else I have going on.
Yeah.
And the last one, which actually is kind of a work.
Oh, you got more. Oh, this is a wild card for me. I'm excited.
Is a Millennium Falcon here.
Yeah, should have led with that one. Doggone it.
So Millennium Falcon, less panel details on this one, but I even started to add like a little bit of grunge going back as it's flying and stuff. But I think I'm going to do a full wash on this after I do all the panel lines. But like you can see that this is the bare.
Yeah.
This is the bare plastic right here. And then
there you go.
So it's pretty night and day, you know, in terms of like the detail you can pull out and stuff.
No, that's great.
But it looks awesome.
For people on a budget and our 1/18th fans, is this line worth grabbing the Razor Crest for? Is that a price point that's achievable and worthwhile?
I would say the price point, depending on how and when you pick it up, is definitely worth it. It's just that, much like Mythic Legions, weirdly, if you don't grab these when they're like available, they'll disappear. And on eBay, they're so expensive. But like for instance, the Millennium Falcon, I was like, I have to have that for my kids. You know, like even if I don't ever really play with it, and she loves it. She runs around with it all the time. She ripped these panels open up, like you can completely get inside here, and then this drops down. So like, you know, you got that action going on, which is pretty awesome. But there's a lot, and then this does open again with the seat. There's not a lot of room in there, but like you could. Again, rip all that junk out of there. Maybe get a 3 3/4 in there.
So if you wanted to modify it like Empire Toro Works style, because you've seen what he's been doing with his Millennium Falcon, if you want to keep modding off of that, it may not be quite worth it just because of the scarcity of it. Then,
I'd say
shame.
Basically,
shame. Well, good on you for being able to grab it then. And
well, so for instance, the Millennium Falcon,
it was for your children.
It was originally, that's exactly right. It was originally like $80-$90 or something ridiculous for the Millennium Falcon. Granted, it came with 2 of the figures, and they go for like $15 a pop. So it came with Han and Chewie. So like, you know, they're $30 of the $80 price point technically. But I waited and I just found it on sale. Like I just grabbed it on some random sale on like Disney.com or whatever, and it was like $30, and I was like, buying that. So when the Slave One came out, I had never gotten a Boba Fett toy, you know. So I kind of, so I got him because he came with Boba Fett also. So, you know, it's just kind of one of those things where you slowly, I've been acquiring these vehicles.
Man, way to repurpose. I'm going to repurpose some Magic stuff.
The Razor Crest, I think, might be the best one to repurpose because it has all that cargo.
So that's the one I was looking for on eBay. I was hunting for that one after you showed me your detail work. Yeah, absolutely.
And you can definitely, like I said, this cockpit does slide open pretty solidly. The seat actually folds down so you can put Baby Yoda back there. So you can actually has room for Baby Yoda and then Mando to sit up front. But yeah, if you rip the seat out of there, you could totally fit 2 figures in that cockpit. And then the back is, you know, there's room.
So one, Brian, you know how I know you're old? It's because you said Soundgarden instead of Audio Slave. And yes, Han is definitely a Soundgarden fan. So that's great. Okay, man. Hey, that's all. I love that Razor Crest. It's on my eBay list.
So that's what I've been playing with this week.
It counts. It's customs, it's projects. And hey, anyone who's out there, DM me on Instagram. It's Toy DOMination. Show me, like, tag me in a post, like, hey, this is what I've been playing with. Hey, this is some customs. I love to be able to see it. And you've seen this in the past. We we shout out to people who are doing and playing with their toys. Like, that's what this channel is becoming, is what are you playing with and how are you playing with your toys? And I want to see what you guys are doing too. Hey, so I'm going to start doing mini videos on what the boys and I are playing, but really quick, we've been playing Subnautica on Switch, and I know we're late to the game on this, but we absolutely love this game. Someone was like, oh, it's like Minecraft in the water. I was like, I'm going to slap you. It's really fun. It's an exploration game. You're a lone survivor on an alien underwater world. You're harvesting minerals. You're making stuff. Okay, I'm making it sound like Minecraft, but it's more than Minecraft. And there's all sorts of alien creatures you can encounter, and like the environment is just so interactive and weird, and there's terrifying moments, so we are all about it. So what we did was, inspired by this gameplay, we made a game like Subnautica, but instead I took my 1/18 scale the Meyer ship, this huge place that I built. I've got videos of that on my channel, more coming, and these are just a couple shots of the station we built. And the station is actually a Thomas the Train table that's in our playroom / toy room. So we set up that as the foundation, and they sent some supplies down there. They sent the Jawas are the mechanics who keep everything running, and they've got a workbench. And then those Star Wars speeders there, we actually use those to like skate across the waters, almost like jet skis, but super long. So we just fire over the surface of the water. So the Thomas the Train Station is above water, so the entire floor is actually the water. Now, my main character was the Joy Toy figure there in the black. He's actually a space guy, but give it a bevel helmet. I was like, oh, no brainer that this guy can be an underwater guy. And then that blue pseudo hybrid Marauder / 25th GI Joe there. The boys were just kind of wandering aimlessly in this game. I was like, I need an authority figure. So he showed up, and the first thing out of his mouth was like, the station's a train wreck. I've been sent here to fix it. So immediately I started guiding the boys on what they should be doing. Like, hey, but they set up, and so I love the Cobra Bug, but it's not a combat vehicle in my mind.
No, it's ridiculous.
It is. So if you look,
it's awesome, but it's also ridiculous.
It is, and I love it. It's got so much glass on it. It doesn't make any tactile sense. So what we did was, this is our exploration vehicle. So you can see on the left-hand side there, that's the bug, and the pod already ejected. On the bottom left, that's actually a gravity grab gun. So it's mounted on the top, so they can use that to grab samples and pull into the bays. And where the jet skis are supposed to go in that middle there, we open it up, and that's where their science equipment goes. So while they're underwater and tracking along the bottom of the ocean, they're opening up compartments, they're pulling samples. And Finn loves tiny characters. He like rediscovered the Ewoks in a bin. He's like, oh, we called them Bear, and I
knew immediately why those Ewoks were in that pot.
Ewoks are piloting it. So and so Finn just appreciates toy play value. Like, as soon as he was like, this pod ejects, my guys are ejecting. Like, any second he got the chance to eject, he was like, we're gone. He was just ejecting out of there.
What do we see over there? Who cares?
I'll go check it out. And then you see I've got not Deep Six, but Torpedo, and then Finn made a custom figure there. He put the Star Wars Jedi head on top of a Mandalorian security guard helmet. And I was like, hey, that's a cool custom. We put the bandana in there to hide the skin. And then here's the environment they set up. We laid down this mat that I made a long time ago. We pulled an octopus. We've got some little plants we scattered everywhere. So that's the ocean floor as they're walking around. And Tristan scattered things for us to find. And you see that little ring in the center there. That's actually the octopus making a nest. So we saw the ring. We're like, hey, this isn't man-made. That's weird. Let's go check it out. And the octopus showed up and chased us off. And if you look in the bottom right, those are its eggs. So Tristan's like, no, it's guarding its nest. And we're like, well, we want to harvest the minerals here. So how can we get this giant octopus out? So that was a really cool problem that he presented. And he came up with it on his own. He's like, here's the octopus. It doesn't want you here. What are you going to do? I was like, Tristan, that was really cool. And what I also challenged the boys with, I'm like, you both get a zone. So you get an area, you set up a mystery, a threat, and some loot. And so this middle column there with the red is actually on my leather chair. And Tristan set up these plants and he put a crashed fighter and you see the pterodactyl sitting on top of it. And he was like, well, it's not going to let you get in the fighter. I was like, that's awesome. And there's the bear bears exploring, trying to figure out how to get past these vines. And on the left,
bear bears are the predecessors to the Robo Bear.
That's it. And on the far right is this cool grass mat. The logo is kind of in the way there, but it's really thick and it acts like tall grass. And Finn made an island that was filled with very primitive traps. He used his hands, like a log swings and hits your guy, and like he crushed my Joy Toy guy, and I was like, he's dead. Like a log hit him in the chest, man. So we had a trap island that is it had a very lost.
You murdered my figure.
Yeah, it had a very lost, the show lost vibe to it. And I was like, Finn, I know you will never watch the show, but you totally just reminisced that. So we had 2 islands we're exploring, plus some underwater areas, and then
I mean, everyone should watch that show.
Yeah, up until season 4. But then something terrible happened, Joe. Something.
Oh my god.
Very.
The bug got flipped over.
Yeah, no, it didn't get flipped over. There are parts ripped off and scattered, and dead crewmates. And you can see the security guard is just dead there. Torpedo's dead. And at the bottom left, that's the grass island. A reptile came out. So I'm going to actually start doing like, hey, here's what the boys and I played, and just pushing out shorts and just narrating over like, this is what we played. This was fun. And, maybe this is how you can play with your kids too. So really fun. That's what we played with this week.
Hey, I have a question for you, having children that are older than mine. How would you... What?
No, I'm the right man to ask for children.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I just want to know, like, so Violet's 4 for our viewers. And she loves to play with toys, and she's already, because, I mean, I'm her father, so of course she does. And I buy her a million toys, whether she wants them or not.
You think you're her father, but go
whether
on.
She wants them or not. How did you start transitioning from, like, let's just play this miniature thing that she thought up in her brain to, like, the longer kind of campaign style, like, event where you, like, set up that terrain and, like, do all that stuff? Like, how did you, what was the transitionary period like?
I think that is a long answer that I'm going to give you. And I think that's worth us having a separate conversation to be like, hey, this is how I started playing with my kids. And with campaigns, it's not, they don't last very long. It's a very short fuse on our campaigns, quote unquote. But adventures, it's returning.
But it's still more in depth than
yes.
The longest thing I've ever done with Violet is like set up 2 opposing kind of like castles. Like she has a princess castle, and I just brought down Castle Grayskull.
Is she attached?
Like, these are 2 things, and these people.
You're like, focusing too much on story. Too much on story. Focus on a character. Is she attached to one character or one toy?
Oh yeah, we always focus in on whatever she's currently focused on.
Okay, but is she continuously always pulling one character off the shelf?
I wouldn't say continuously. She likes she's variety. Sometimes she's playing with Darth Vader and Leia, and then the next time she's playing with Rapunzel. So
and my boys are all over the place too. But honestly, that's the first thing, is just watch where they go towards consistently, and home everything else around the character and not the story. And that's honestly
because I think that's the way to do it. That's a good. That is a short answer, and that's solid advice, because like that's the thing. Because I know she's old enough now to where I can be like, hey, let's go do this thing with this one figure.
Think about cartoon shows that just show the gummy bears and then the story. It doesn't matter what happened week 1 to week 2. It's just this, it's episodic and that's it. There's no continuity. So I don't know why I picked gummy bears of all the shows to reach to. Gummy bears. It's not even something I'm watching.
It wouldn't even be in that. The funniest thing is that I did literally just show her that very recently, and she only watched like 2 episodes, and she's like, "I like this," but then we didn't keep watching it. She does like Tangled, the series, which is very episodic, and like every episode is like a new weird thing happening. But yeah. Same vibe.
Subnautica 1/18 scale.
What are you gonna be? Perfect. That's right.
Playable.
That's been what you playing over there.
What are you gonna?
Again, sorry, I totally do that. That's what you're playing over there. Hey, we're gonna be here 29 September, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna continuously come back at this time. We want you guys to have that continuity, as I was just talking about, and know when we're gonna show up. Please sub if you're not subbing. Please hit that notification so we send out messages now consistently on when we're going to actually do it. So you'll get those notifications to be able to show up. I've been Dom.
I'm Joe.
And go ahead and switch to my camera real quick, buddy, and I'll play us out.
Can't hear you.
On my toy camera.
Your toy camera is no longer there.
I'm such an idiot.
There you go.